he's hit down from behind. The ball is out. That's a touchdown for Deontay Johnson.
Pressure. Hawk has it blocked. A score.
A great defensive performance. The Pittsburgh Steelers invade Buffalo. Black and gold win the game.
And the terrible towels are back in effect here at Heinz Field.
Touchdown, Najee Harris.
Carr, it is caught. Henry Ruggs is gone.
And the Raiders come in and upset the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Underneath, they got Floyd, who threw up 25 minutes for a broken tackle and takes it in.
Steelers dropped to 1-3 after that beautiful start up in Buffalo. Things have gone south for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You know, we're all collectively in our circumstance together. We don't like where we are. It's about what we do about it as we move forward, and we won't blink.
Here we go. This pass is caught, and that's a touchdown. That's the way to work. Come on. He's hit and sacked. The Steelers win the football game. Let's go. Come get it. You know what it is.
This one is in the history books.
Here we go.
Welcome to the 84 Lumber Mike Tomlin Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 84 Lumber Mike Tomlin Show. I'm Missy Matthews. The Steelers entered Lambeau Field last Sunday, knowing in order to get back to winning football, they'd have to play a cleaner version than their previous two games. Third down struggles on both sides of the ball, plus a -1 turnover ratio, proved to just be too much against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. For more on what went wrong in Green Bay, let's head over to Bob Pompeani, who's with Coach Tomlin. Bob?
All right, Missy, thanks. A new week, a new opportunity for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's the Denver Broncos coming to Pittsburgh, first of two home games. Coach Mike Tomlin, let's talk about fixes that you need to make coming off a third straight loss. And these are two critical home games, given the nature of the business when it comes to tiebreakers and all these sorts of things. How do you fix the problem so far?
We continue to do what we've been doing. I saw some signs of improvement, although it wasn't good enough to win, and we're not looking for moral victories. I see some things moving in the right direction. I thought our run game in particular last weekend in Green Bay was more efficient. And by that, I mean we minimized negative runs, we reduced our penalties, we ran well in situational football, short yardage, and goal line. And so that's encouraging. We got hats on hats. The pile fell forward. And to me, that's a catalyst as we move forward for continued improvement in that area and others.
And the way Najee Harris is running, very physical brand of running, would that mean you're going to run more this week potentially if you get the opportunity?
I was talking about efficiency. I wasn't necessarily talking about quantity. Quantity oftentimes is controlled by game circumstances, time of possession, and other things. We ran the ball efficiently in Green Bay, but we didn't have enough run attempts. We didn't have enough run attempts because we didn't win enough third downs, and we were behind by multiple scores, and so we lost opportunities. We became somewhat one-dimensional as the game unfolded. So for us, it's twofold. It's improvement in the running game, which I feel like we're moving in the right direction, but it's also doing some other things where it allows the run game to be a component of play for 60 minutes.
You said the other night after the game, missed opportunities, and that's a big thing when you're on the road, especially against a team like Green Bay. Looking back, why was that the case? I mean, Ben had some time. He missed throws that normally he would make. Is it a function of maybe not using his ability to get outside as he once did? And what do you do to try to make that pass game more efficient?
Man, we're just gonna keep working. We had some things that maybe contributed to it. We lost Chase Claypool later in the week, and so the division of labor got altered as we got close to game time in terms of who was running what routes. That's neither here nor there. We're not interested in making excuses. We're going to continue to stretch the field both horizontally and vertically. We're taking those shots. We just hadn't hit enough of them. Particularly when you're not doing some other things well, chunk plays assist you. It assists you not only in terms of field positioning, but points. And so we need to work on all aspects of our game, but we also need to highlight the fact that chunk plays also help you when you're not functioning in an efficient manner. So it's twofold for us.
And third down, you talked about that conversion, lack maybe of more of those opportunities, but on defense, your team gave up a lot of third downs, which extended drives and made it tougher, to stop that offense. What was the big problem on third down with Green Bay?
Aaron Rodgers, when you're playing him in his venue and you don't have crowd noise as a factor, he's not working on a silent count. On possession downs, he can get in and out of plays as he sees fit. At the line of scrimmage, he can change pace as he sees fit at the line of scrimmage. We anticipated possession downs to be a difficult challenge against him in that environment, and it was. Not only him, but his complementary receivers. You got to work to minimize 17, and we felt good about that. But Randall Cobb was significant, particularly on possession downs. And so when you're dealing with the likes of Aaron Rodgers, you better pick your poison. That's why field positioning and time of possession, things that don't necessarily involve the defense, are a component of playing good defense when you're playing a guy like that.
Big game-changing plays are a big part of games too, and they could shift how everything goes. That blocked field goal you had seemed to be extremely well timed. Most people believe that was a missed call by the officials. But I want to ask you one other thing about that. You're on the competition committee, and we've seen now, replay with PI. It went, and then it went away. But is that something that is worth considering moving forward, that a play like that can be reviewed and could be changed?
Whether someone is offsides or not is not something that is subjective. And so there, particularly as it pertains to penalties, you're looking for subjectivity in replay. And it shouldn't be debatable whether or not somebody moved or didn't move or was offsides or not. So it hadn't been a strong push to make those specific type plays or those specific type penalties reviewable.
All right. It was a big play in the game, no question about it. It changed a lot of what might have happened, a 10-point swing, but that is water under the bridge. We're moving forward. We got Denver coming into town at Heinz Field on Sunday. We'll talk about the Broncos off to a 3-1 start and some of the problems they face if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's coming up in a little bit. Right now, let's send it back over to Missy.
All right, thanks, Bob. And Ben Roethlisberger and Deontay Johnson connected on the opening drive in Green Bay that marked Roethlisberger's 400th career touchdown. That 45-yard strike put Roethlisberger in some elite company, becoming just the 8th quarterback all-time to do so. Coming up after this break, we'll get a scouting report of the Broncos. But first, here's more on number 400. We are in historic Lambeau Field. Ben Roethlisberger has some major milestones he can hit.
Ben's going to throw it down the right sideline. That pass is caught. Touchdown, Deontay Johnson. And that's number 400 for Big Ben.
Just the 8th to ever join that ultra-exclusive club.
Throws it down the middle of the field. The pass is caught on a double clutch at the 10-yard line.
So there it is, 61,377 and into 6th all-time.
Welcome back to the 84 Lumber Mike Tomlin Show.
Both offenses will have their hands full tomorrow at Heinz Field. The Steelers and Broncos both have top 5 defenses in points per game, yards per game, and opponents' red zone percentages. The Broncos, however, don't crack the top 5 when it comes to sacks, but their all-pro linebacker, Von Miller, is one of only 2 players in the NFL to have at least a half sack in every game. For more on Von Miller and the Broncos, let's head over to Bob and Coach. Bob.
All right, Missy, thanks. It's the Denver Broncos off to a 3-1 start. They lost last week to the Ravens, but they've been pretty good despite a lot of injuries. One of the injuries is a concussion to Teddy Bridgewater. So, Coach, how do you prepare not knowing at this point who may be their quarterback? They have Drew Lock, they have Teddy. How do you go about your practice week with that regard?
We're preparing for Teddy. Teddy is a tough guy and a competitor. I'm not going to be surprised if he clears protocol and is ready to play. He's been highly efficient for those guys. He's taking care of the ball. He's gotten chunk plays. He's distributed the ball to his eligibles, man, particularly down the field in one-on-one matchup circumstances. He creates plays. He's gritty. He's smart. You can just tell by the way his teammates and members of that organization talk about him that he has intangible qualities that are serving him and them well. But also in our back pocket, we spent a short time ago last year getting ready for Drew, and we were we've been in stadium with Drew.
They have a very good run game. They seem to go to it. And, you know, with the quarterback situation being what it is, they may use it quite a bit. We saw one of the best runs by Javonte Williams last year. I mean, he carried guys with him for 20 yards. He had Melvin Gordon. So I would imagine that's going to be a big point of concern for you.
Yeah, man, we have to minimize the running game. They've got two quality backs who split time and are equally effective. Very familiar with Williams. You know, we did our research in draft prep this year and spent a lot of time on the top backs, and he definitely was one of them. His contact balance, his leg drive and leg strength are particularly impressive. Melvin Gordon's been doing it at a high level for a long time. You couple that with solid schematics, man. Their run game coordinator and offensive line coach, Mike Munchak, has been here, and we know what he's capable of. And so, no question, that's on our radar.
Yeah, the run game with Mike Munchak. I'm just curious, from a coach's point of view, you know him, he knows you. Is there any secrets being exchanged, or is that overblown when you hear it a lot in public media sessions?
You know, there's some, there's something to that, but it's also something to the fact that it's not necessarily what coaches know, particularly about one another, but it's about what the players know and understand and can execute. And so, sure, that'll be a component. I'll ponder that thought a time or two during the course of the week, as I'm sure Munch will as well. But at the end of the day, it'll be about the men on the field, their preparedness, and their understanding of opposing schemes.
One of the guys on the field you're going to have to really be concerned with, of course, is Von Miller. 4.5 sacks. He's been in the backfield a lot. I think 6 tackles for losses. Your offensive line has had some tough assignments. I would imagine this is going to be one of the tougher ones.
Man, what else could you ask for in the National Football League, man? Week in and week out, you're going to be challenged in a big way. Von Miller is a generational dude. He's a legendary guy for this generation. His resume speaks for itself. He needs no endorsement from me. I tell you, I really enjoyed time spent around him in the Pro Bowl a number of years back in Orlando, getting the opportunity to coach him and spend a week with him and to see his passion for the game, his passion for rushing the passer, his football intellect, his understanding of the rushing of the quarterback. It was really fun. Got a lot of respect for him, not only in terms of what he does, but the approach he brings, what he's willing to do. His relationship with the game of football is an impressive one.
Yeah, and while he's been impressive, maybe their best part of their defense is their secondary. What concerns do you have with how they're playing, and how do you attack that secondary?
You know, Ed Donatel, their coordinator, is a former secondary coach. That's how he earned his stripes in this league, man. Been around for a long time. I've known him for a long time. And so he coaches in that spirit. They're highly complex and adjustable on the back end. They've got veteran players that allow them to do that. The safety tandem in particular has been together for a number of years, and they're quality players. They do a great job of tying it all together, disguising, being interchangeable. They play right and left safety. They don't play strong and free. And so, boy, that really makes it tough, difficult to nail down because of their versatility, some of the schematic things they're doing. It's really a nice mix of quality veteran players and quality schematics.
Big game in the AFC. It's Denver and Pittsburgh coming up Sunday, 1 o'clock. Heinz Field is the scene, the first of 2 straight home games before a bye week. We'll have a final word with head coach Mike Tomlin coming up shortly. In the meantime, back to Missy Matthews.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. A big game indeed, and stopping the run will be paramount for the Steelers' defense, which currently ranks 11th in the NFL against the run. When we return, Merril Hoge breaks down what makes the Broncos' running game so potent and what the Steelers can do to neutralize it. Don't go anywhere. The 84 Lumber Mike Tomlin Show will be right back.
Welcome back to the 84 Lumber Mike Tomlin Show.
This past fall, the Steelers front office did plenty of homework on Broncos running back Javonte Williams, who currently leads all rookies in rushing. The Steelers also know their line coach and run game coordinator, Mike Munchak, the Hall of Famer who previously held the same position here in Pittsburgh. For more on how this can all go down tomorrow at Heinz Field, let's check in with Merril Hoge for this week's Playbook.
Hi, everyone, and welcome into the Factorback Studios for the Steelers Playbook Show, where we're going to take a look at the matchup between the Steelers and the Denver Broncos. They're come rolling into town. Now, we're going to start with the Steeler defense. The Broncos have a two-headed monster with Williams and Melvin Gordon. They're going to run the football. So the Steelers must control the line of scrimmage and win at the point of attack. What does all of that mean? Well, that's why we got tape to show you. I'll show you what winning at the line of scrimmage and the point of attack means.
Rodgers under center, toss to the left. Steelers with a great job of setting the edge by Alex Highsmith. He would not be blocked, and he made the play as they tried to turn the corner with Mr. Aaron Jones, the fifth-year man out of UTEP.
Here's a great example against the Green Bay Packers, okay? There's the line of scrimmage. The actual point of attack for the runner Jones is going to be outside here. So you want to win there. If you can win in those two areas, you neutralize that runner. So at the snap, let's take a look at what happens right off the bat. All right, first thing that you notice, when the runner has the ball in his hands, he's got the point of attack. It looks like he's got the corner. I love this about Cam Hayward. He's already winning at the line of scrimmage. No way that runner's coming back here. Now what becomes really important, watch Highsmith right here. Watch how quickly he gets rid of the tight end, and his face is going to be going down to the dirt here, neutralizing where that runner goes. Look how quick. Well, look at those hands. He's about ready. Now, he works to the outside. Here comes Hayward, and you have controlled the line of scrimmage. You won at the point of attack, and the runner can't go anywhere. From the end zone, you really get a look at this. All right, point of attack right here. Line of scrimmage. Watch Hayward, Highsmith. Every one of them do an excellent job to win. I love this angle right here. Hayward's already won. Now, if Highsmith does not win, I'm telling you, Jones keeps going. But because both guys win, you control the line of scrimmage. You win at the point of attack. Now, I understand this is just one play. If they win like this on a consistent basis, that will bode well for them winning this game because the Broncos do have that two-headed monster. And let me show you Williams, their rookie, and why you want to control the line of scrimmage and not give him options.
As Javonte Williams takes the handoff, and Williams, nice second effort, still going. Javonte Williams carrying defenders.
Here's the point of attack. They're going to double here and pull the guard. So the point of attack for this runner is going to be right down here. Now I want you to see how they lose control of the line of scrimmage. At the snap of the ball, boy, they do a great job. Unbelievable here. They double this, they move. Look at this guard. He's coming around here to dig out here. You got people accounted for. Watch the line of scrimmage move. There was the line of scrimmage, okay? Everybody's going this way. Now the runner has options. He can stay here. He can cut back here. He can cut all the way back here, which he eventually does when you control the line of scrimmage. Now he breaks a tackle, but you give the runner options. This is why you got to control the line of scrimmage. The guy is a beast. Next, we're going to talk about the Steeler offense. Explosive plays in the passing game. Can they get more? Absolutely, with formations.
Jackson has time. Now he's taking a deep shot. Brown is down there, and he's got it! Oh, what a catch!
Formations. Remember I was saying formations. Well, they take their fullback / tight end / pulling guard. They put him right up here. What does that do? That widens Von Miller out here versus letting him come right here. Then they put the other running back right here. That widens that pass rusher out here. Doesn't get him close to the tackle. The tackles. They eventually are going to block these guys, but look how long it takes before they eventually have to block them. Now, here's what these runners do. We call it chipping. They run through these guys, derailing them to the tackles. Tackles haven't even gone to work. Lamar already has the ball in his hand, and he's going to throw it to this crosser here. It's going to take time, but they get time because they have a formation that derails the pass rushers of the Denver Broncos. That's what allows them to get a wide receiver that open. Now, the Denver Broncos, I know they have Von Miller. He's a great pass rusher. But if you could create a little more time for Ben and you have a few more explosive plays that you capitalize, boy, that could build this offense and bode well for the Steelers beating the Denver Broncos.
And to see the rest of Merril's full playbook, you can head to the Steelers YouTube page or simply scan the QR code below. All right, well, the Steelers are looking to get back into the win column with another AFC opponent coming into Heinz Field. For more on how to beat the Broncos, let's check in one final time with Bob and Coach to get their keys to the game, presented by your neighborhood Ford store.
All right, Missy, Coach, let's talk about keys to the game. First, offensively, what must your team do here this week in a very important game?
Man, we got to build on the momentum that we built last week regarding the run and its efficiency. We got to remain a team that's not highly penalized, particularly in that area. Penalties in the run game, man, kill drives. We got to continue to work our tails off to take care of the football. There's one game this year where we didn't turn the ball over, and that was Buffalo, and that's not by circumstance, man. We got to possess the ball. We got to take care of the football. We got to win possession downs. We just got to continue to work on all aspects of our game, and I'm excited about doing it with these guys this week. On the defensive side of the ball, man, no question, we got to knuckle up versus the run. We got to play good situational football. We got to get ourselves off the field when we're on the short field, however we end up on the short field, to make them go up by 3s as opposed to 7. That's one of the things that we haven't done in the midst of this 3-game losing streak. When we've turned the ball over and we put our defense on the short field, there's no harm in the defense being on the short field. They got no control over that. But, boy, they got all the control on how they get off of it. We turned the ball over last week, and we fought our way back to a 3rd down and 10, I think, on the 23-yard line, and we allowed Randall Cobb to catch a 23-yard touchdown on 3rd and 10. And so that 4 points is significant. We got to fight for those 4 points, man, at every turn this Sunday.
And special teams also, your team has come up with some big plays, one nullified by a phantom penalty, I thought, but you also, Deontay Spencer's been injured. Special teams is a big part of their game, and I would imagine in this kind of game it's big for everyone.
Man, it's big every week for us, particularly when you're working to find your footing in the other phases, man. A shot in the arm from special teams is significant, and we expect it.
All right. Coach, thanks very much for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow against Denver. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for our program today. So the Steelers and the Broncos, and then next week it's Seattle. We got you all covered here. Lots of stuff going on, and we'll be here to do it every single week. So that's going to do it for our program. Thanks for joining us. For head coach Mike Tomlin and Missy Matthews, I'm Bob Pompeani. We'll see you again next Saturday night right here on the Mike Tomlin Show, presented by 84 Lumber.
What's up, Steeler Nation? It's Terrell Edmonds. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers official YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on everything going on in the Steel City. Thanks for being the best fans in football, and here we go.